Welcome all. Been here from EWPRO. Hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and I wish you all the best for the new year. So this will be the start of the weekly outlooks again. I hope you've all gone and taken a look at the annual outlook. You might need to take a look at that quite a few times during the year to see where we are. But we'll have a look at DXY first. So as I've been saying for ages, we got this Z down. It's not confirmed that it's over yet. We don't have a trend line break or anything, but I'm looking for that larger correction, at least a larger correction. If not, to go and break the high. So this is my first target here, that the 50 fib retracement. If we go down to the H4, we had that Z down. We got that bullish divergence. We got the break of the trend line. You had a little flag in here, or a little correction in here, sorry, as a contracting flat, or this can be we still need that C down for the running flat. So it's looking corrective. So if we get this one down, if you're not in it, wait for this one down and then try and get in it down here. If we go down to the H1, it might be easier to see. So we got a nice impulse up. This is reasonably sharp. Here's our correction here. So that's why I was looking at that as a contracting flat. But again, this can be an A, B, C in here, and then we get that A, B, C before it goes. So yeah, if you're not in it, you'll have to wait for a flag. So you either have to wait for a flag in here to buy, or we get one more down and then look for an impulse up, and then a bullish flag to buy before you can buy at this stage. And we're targeting that 50 fib on the daily. AU, on the daily, we're getting that C up like I've been showing. The end of waves, the 100 fib on wave C is like 88.98. So there's a lot to go. There's no confirmation this is over. We still have a trend. We're in the trend line, but we're getting that bearish divergence. So H4, we have bearish divergence as well. So we have this bearish divergence here. This can be just an A, B, C down and more upside. Continuation of the daily trend, or we can get the reversal from here. For the reversal targets, we should be able to get if we are going to get a larger correction, we should at least get the 50 fib retrace. So around the 50 fib here. If we go down to the H1, now I took this one on Friday. It's very messy though. I was looking at 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a expanding flat, or a regular flat rather. So I am looking for 5 down here on the H1. If you're not in already, you sort of will have to wait, because we sort of got this one here. If you get a trend line break in here, you could look for the sell, more downside. For the buys, we really need to see this low here broken before you can look for the buys. Just so we get that A, B, C, or else this is going to be a contracting flat. And if this is a contracting flat and goes from here, well, you'll have to wait for that buy setup on the lower time frames. I'm looking for the larger correction, so because we have that divergence. So you can go for the buys, but you're really they're only going to be scalps. So if I go down to the M15, you'll see we got this here. So we get an A, B. Now this, if this is a contracting flat on the H4, we'll get an impulse here to go and break that top. If it's not, we'll just looks like an A, B, C. And then if you get that trend line break, little bear flag, you can look for the sell. EU, on the daily, we got that C up. Wave C doesn't finish until 129.74. So there's still a lot of upside. We're still within the trend line, so we're still in this trend. We're in an upward trend. There's no confirmation that wave C is over at this stage, like most of them. H4, we got the Z up. We've got this W, X, Y, X, Z, break of the trend line. I'm in this one as well. In the short, you sort of, it didn't really give a nice correction. It was a flat in here, running flat in here. That was the larger correction when I go down lower time frames. But we're getting, at the very least, I'm looking for an A, B, C. I'll see what happens around the trend line. This may just come straight down to the trend line, and I'll see what we get. We may get a bounce and then more downside. So I'm looking at this trend line to see if we get a bounce, a continuation of the daily trend, or we get a reversal. So at this stage, you know, like I said, on the daily, there's no confirmation that wave C is over. So you sort of have to be careful. But yeah, I'm looking for the shorts. On the daily, you'll see the I was looking at this sort of an A, B, C in here to go down A, B, C. This may be an A, B, C, and then we get another impulse up for the running flat before we get more downside. So you really need to wait for a setup to sell, but we do have a trend. So while this trend holds, you can scalp sells. We are starting to get bullish divergence on the H1, but that doesn't really mean much at this stage because we have that bearish divergence on the H4. But yeah, look for the sells. If you get a little flag, in any little flag you get, you know, look for the sell. if we are going to get this like an A, B, C, and then we get this impulse up, we may get a break of the trend line here, and you'll have to be careful. If you're looking for the buy, you will have to wait for the bullish flag in here to confirm more upside. Or if you get that impulse up here, sharp move down, and then a bearish flag, well, then you can sell. Okay. So GU on the daily, as I've been saying for months now, GU is very choppy. We have this bearish divergence on the daily. Trend line still holds. So we're still in the uptrend. No confirmation it's over. Got a lot of bearish divergence here on the H4. So, and it's very choppy. You see how choppy it is. So be more inclined to look for sell. Now, I didn't get a sell on GU. It didn't give me anything I was looking for the sell. So I didn't actually get the sell on this one. But if I get a little bear flag in here, I'll be looking to sell. And we could be looking for a 50% retrace. So we got a sharp move down here. This looks choppy. So this can be a flat. So I'd be targeting, the first target will be this 100 fib here for a flat for more upside, a running flat for more upside. So I'd definitely be taking half off here for the sell. Other than that, the second target, I'd be targeting this 50 fib, the 50 fib. So we may get something like this, A, B, C down before we get more upside. Or it's total reversal and we go and break this low here. But I'm looking for sells. We got that bearish divergence. It's very choppy. Whether it's a running flat or a larger correction like this, we're still going to get downside. So I'm only looking for downside at this stage. In new, again, on the daily, we're getting very well, not still a lot to go up to the 100 fib, but it's starting to get there. The H4 we have 5 up with the bearish divergence, so we're looking for at least a larger correction. We have this trend line here, the daily trend line, so you definitely have to watch for price around this area. We could get a bounce around the trend line, around the daily trend line. But on the H4, we've got that trend line break. It was an ugly looking correction on this. But yeah, if you got it, you done well. I didn't like it. It was a correction. So again, if you get a little flag in here, look for the sell. Watch trend line down here to see if you get a bounce off the trend line. Take half off or something, or take it all off and wait for another correction to sell, or look for the buy. But yeah, at this stage, I'll be more inclined to look for more downside. USD Japanese yen. So we have a couple of different scenarios here, like I've been saying for months now. I don't know. I'm looking at this as a wave wide down here, but this may be incorrect, and the wave Y is here, and then we get that A, B, C in here for the X2, and then we get the Z down over here. Definitely not out of the question. I've been saying this for ages, you know, so definitely have to look for that. But I'm looking for buys, you know. I'm looking for at least that. I'm looking for at least the MACD to turn up. We still haven't got the MACD to go into the positive above the zero line. So I think there's more upside in it. If we go down to the H4, we definitely want to look for the buy here. It's giving a nice setup. We got a nice impulse up, getting some sort of a correction. Wait for the trend line break, little flag, and buy. You know, we'll be looking for at least, well, on the H4, you look for that 100 fib as your first target. But on the daily, you know, we can go up to this 100 fib up here, and I am expecting a larger move up. So 113 is the 100 fib on the daily. I think that's right. Yeah. So it will depend on if this here is the wave Y and we get a Z down, or this is the Z down and we go up from here. Either way, I'm only looking for the buy. And we are getting a nice setup there. So on the H1, so look for that buy. USDJPY on the daily, we got nice 5 waves down. We're still within the trend line, this trend line here. So no confirmation it's over, but we've got that bullish divergence on the daily. So really, you don't want to be trading against it. And we're getting a nice, got a nice impulse up here. On the H4, we had 5 down as well, and we got that bullish divergence. So we did break the top of this here, so that's good. So we got an A. Whatever happens in here, look for the buy. H1. So it's hard because it can be kind of contracting flat, like I was saying on the other pair. And this looks like it is going to be contracting flat because it's just about breaking the tops. So if you get any flag, any bullish flag, any buy setup, look for the buy. And we're looking for this X2. So we're looking for, you can target this 38.2 here. Doesn't look like much on the daily chart, on the weekly chart, but it's what, 89. So it's 300 odd pips. So, you know, still a nice trade up to here. On the weekly, I'm looking for that X2. So I'm looking for sort of an A, B, C up in here. So look for the buys, and it could be a reversal point down here as well. So we could go up and break the top. We may only just get a wave wide down, and that's the end. So definitely start looking for the buys. UCAD. When this wave C down. This one, we do have that bullish divergence, so it's getting very risky to start to look for the sells. But if we look here, looks like an A, B, C in here, and then we went and broke that low. If I go down to the H4, we did just break that low. I'm in the buy on this one. And sort of looking for the 50 fib retrace. Sort of look for this. The 50 fib retrace is up here, so sort of looking for at least an A, B, C up, some sort of a larger correction after we get this bullish divergence. I'm only looking for the buys. Go to the H1. We get a sharp move down here, A, B, C in here, and then we get that A, B, C. So wait for this one down, draw a trend line, look for the flag to buy. You get a bullish flag in here, definitely look for the buy. You should do quite well out of it. GY. So this one, again, it's been very messy, like I've been saying for months. But it has completed the pattern for the A, B, C. Wave C only had to break the top of wave A. So we've done that. I would like it to go and break this top, but it doesn't look like it's going to. It's very choppy. This wave here is very choppy. So we can start to look at this as A, B, C in here, perhaps. We'll may be able to look at a different structure in here. But I think this is our impulse. So all this is corrective. Eventually we should go and break that lower link. So definitely looking for the sells. H4, we got bearish divergence, yes. There's a lot of bearish divergence in here. We got a trend line break. If we go down to the H1, so this one was hard. If you got on this one, you've done well. It's didn't quite break the top up in here, but it was very deep. I was only sort of expecting an A, B, C, more upside. Like most of the pairs, they had that deep retracement in here. But it's giving a wave Y down, so we've got a W, X, Y. Look for your X, Z, then maybe a larger correction before another 5 down. So yeah, definitely look for the sells. If you get any little flags, start to look for the sells. Gold, the daily, that weekly outlook, annual outlook. I was looking for this top to be broken on here. We never broke this top here, over here. So now we have bearish hidden divergence. So this can go and break this low here before we get any more upside. That's what I was sort of expecting to, like, if you have a look at the weekly, I'm looking for this. Like, put this idea out ages ago. You know, the first target was hit at the 23.6 fib, and this was the second target here, the 38.2. The 38.2 hasn't quite got hit. Probably will now with that bearish hidden, but I'm looking for a large correction. Looking for this over here. You know, so this is most likely going to be pretty choppy all through 2021. Because how long did this take? This took around 2 years. This correction here was around 2 years. So this can take around 2 years as well. So, yeah, I'm glad that the daily didn't go up and break the top. It wouldn't have mattered because this would have still been the wave Y. But we're getting this correction. This can go on for quite some time, and I expect that throughout 2021. So we're getting a Z down in here, and then it may go and break the top. But I just expect it just to, you know, give us a big correction in here. That's going to go on for ages. Don't really expect that top to be broken for quite some time. H4, getting a nice sell set up. Got a nice impulse down. Getting correction. Get a break, you know. Look for the sell, you know, for at least the 100 fib. Well, at least down to this 38.2 on the weekly, you know. It should be a nice trade. Don't miss it. WTI on the daily. Got a lot of bearish divergence here. Nowhere near the 100 fib. The 100 fib's around 65. We've got bearish divergence here, so we have to start to be very careful. H4, we're still in an uptrend, and we have bearish divergence as well. So we're still within this trend. H1, we don't have any bearish divergence on H1. So sort of looks like A, B, C, from A, B, C, and then more upside. But this can reverse here too, because we have that daily bearish divergence. So if you get a bearish setup, I'd definitely look to take it. See, we got a very deep pullback on this one as well. That's what I didn't like. I didn't like that really deep pullback. This wave here didn't break the top of this one. It was very close to it. So we got some sort of a W, X, Y, X, Z. So watch out around the trend line if you get the bounce. But yeah, I'm looking for the sells. I'm in a sell on this one. And yeah, sort of targeting this 50 fib. This 50 fib may not be right. I'm sort of targeting this 50 fib retrace before we get any more upside, or like I said in the weekly on the annual outlook, we can go and even break this low. So yeah, we'll see. Be sure to go and check out that annual outlook. There's quite a few interesting trades in there for the longer term. So yeah, but yeah, I'm looking for the sell on this. I've got in the sell up in here at break even. So if you get any bear setups, look for the sells. Bitcoin. So on the daily, we got this WXY. I'm looking for X2, so looking for the larger correction, similar to gold. H4, I was looking for this. A, B, C for a little flat in here. I'm going to break that top. It didn't actually go and break the top, but it still may. So I'll have a look on H1. So we've got bull hidden divergence here. So I expect at least to see that top broken, and more than likely this top here will be broken as well in this wave Z up. So we got a W on the H1, WX, Y, X, Z. So yeah, might be a bit risky to buy it, but you definitely can if you get a little flag in here. You definitely can look for that buy to go and at least break that top. You definitely want to be at break even at the break of the top, because it can fall over from there. It'd be nice if it goes and breaks this top here, because then we're going to get a lot more bearish divergence. We'll get some sort of a trend line break, probably some sort of trend line break, bear flag, correction, and then we can look for the sell. SPX, we're at a high with bearish divergence on the daily. Still within the trend line, so nothing's confirmed that these C waves are over. Nothing confirmed yet. We do have that bearish divergence, so sort of we got this channel on H4. Looking for at least, I'm in the sell on this one as well. I'm gonna see what happens around this trend line here, the lower trend line. If we start looking for a bounce, I'll get out of this one. But I would like to see a larger correction. I'll show you something on the weekly. Sort of, we got this like A, B, C in here for a running, expanding flat, sorry. And then we got this one here, an A, B, C for an expanding flat. Now, this wave in here is very similar to this wave in here. So what are the chances that we go and break that low? Like we did in this wave, we went and broke that one. And then in this wave, we went and broke this one. So what about if we could look to go and break this low here? So I am looking for a larger correction, because, well, I mean, this thing's just gone up and up and up. Well, you know, if you have a look at my, see, I'm looking for this wave 4. I'm looking for a correction in here, larger correction in here on the monthly. So it has to eventually, it's got to give this correction. It just can't keep on going up and up and up. like it's doing. Where the end of wave 3 is, well, that's anyone's guess. You know, but daily we have bearish divergence. H4, we're in a channel. If you get any little sell setups, you definitely got the risk reward, you know, when we're looking at the monthly. So yeah, any little sell setups you get, look for the sells. I'll just wait and see what happens down here at this trend line, whether it breaks through, price breaks through, or I get a bounce off of here. What I'd like to see is price break through here, give a little bear flag, and then we all can jump in on it. The DAX, I forgot to do this one in the annual outlook, but we got an A, B, C on the daily. Like most of the other pairs, we got that bearish divergence. The H4 sort of got this rising sort of wedge here. It's starting to look like it's breaking out. H4, we have started to get this cross here on the MACD. So you definitely can start looking for the sells. Pretty much the same as SPX, you know. This one was a lot nicer though. This was a lot nicer correction. It wasn't as deep. Like SPX was really deep and then fell over. This one here gave a really nice correction. So if you do watch this chart, you know, there's no way if you see this, you definitely wanted to be on it. Yeah. So if you're in the trade, hold on to it. And yeah, you'll be looking at this trend line, this daily trend line. Look for price around what it does around this daily trend line. Does it break through? If it breaks through, well, you can hold it or just take half off and hold the rest. If it doesn't, if we get a bounce off the trend line, well, yeah, you can take half off and move it to break even. At least you're not going to take a hit on it. And if it goes up again, yeah, look for another sell. So that's about it. I dragged on a little bit there, too much. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the weekly outlook. Please, it doesn't cost you anything to hit the thumbs up if you like it, and share, get it out there. It helps everyone. So enjoy your week next week, and I'll see you out there next time.